Hi, my name's Chris and I'm the founder of FixSpec. So one of the main inspirations behind FixSpec was my experience in a couple of previous jobs. One of them was the London Stock Exchange, where I was responsible for designing the very first implementation of their Fix API. This was back in the 1990s, at a time when they had been using a proprietary API for a long time and they wanted to move to a more standardized version of Fix. And the second one was really in NiFix, where I was in the late 2000s. And at that time, I was very, very close to the Fix onboarding team. And we were struggling with ways of improving the efficiency and bringing customers on board to a brand new dark pool that we were launching on behalf of NiFix in Europe. So I saw really firsthand just how difficult it was to onboard a customer, to do all of the certification and testing that was going on there, and keep track of it from a project perspective. Because that's really one of the biggest challenges most of these onboarding firms have, is tracking a large number of customers moving through the pipeline simultaneously. How do you make sure that they're all getting the right level of customer service? How do you make sure that you maintain momentum through those projects? And how do you track it all for senior management, who of course want them on board as quickly as possible so that they have money coming in through the door? So I decided to focus on Fix really because it is the most dominant protocol out there for our particular niche. Just about everybody speaks Fix. And what we tend to find is that people have either a deep knowledge of Fix and have been in the industry for a very long time, or they have a learning experience of Fix, which means that they don't really understand the nitty-gritty. We also find that there's a lot of people who are building homegrown tools. For some reason, this seems to attract the hobbyists because it looks kind of easy, and there's lots of interesting coding projects around, I don't know, splitting up Fix messages and parsing them or so on. And the idea that we had behind FixSpec was to build better quality commercial tools to help people who are either new to the industry or even provide value to the more experienced guys as well. So the catalyst for starting the company was really moving back from New York. I was over there for a couple of years working for a large software vendor on their OMS product. And I'd started to become a little bit concerned or disillusioned about the way that software vendors were actually building software for modern financial services. It all seemed very, very old school. They weren't really deploying any new modern technology at all. It was all C++ and Java, it was all XML. There was no REST APIs in sight. It was really quite old and it was quite waterfall-like. There's no agile development going on. And what I decided to do was to deliberately move away from that type of model and build a company that I thought was going to be far more agile, far more responsive to customer needs, deliberately embracing new modern technology, particularly the technology around REST APIs, and try to bring some of that new innovation into financial services, which is an area that I don't think had it before. So I feel very lucky that we've been able to build FixSpec entirely self-funded, and we don't have any external pressures on us to either sell or to dramatically increase our customer base in order to satisfy some investor. And what that means is that we get to focus on innovation, and that's really the thing that gets me up in the morning, is how do we do the best? How do we innovate and bring in new technology into this particular niche? So the future is very much like our past, which is continue to innovate, continue to find new ways of doing things, more efficient ways of doing things, and hopefully help a lot more customers around the world. So I don't think that the Fix protocol itself is going to evolve too much in the next 5 to 10 years, something like that. What I really hope, though, for the sake of the industry, is that the participants change their existing processes. And what I mean by that is in the last 10 years or so, things really haven't changed all that much. There's been little or no progress towards electronic specifications. People are still doing things in a deeply manual, deeply inefficient way. And what I hope for everybody's sake really is that we move towards places of greater automation, better documentation. At the end of the day, what everybody wants and I hear this time and time again from our existing customers and from people that I'm talking to in the market, they really want plug and play. That's really what they want. They want to be able to just make a fixed connection, it to be super easy, and it just works out of the box. Now there's a long journey to get to that point. It's going to take a lot of work, and people need to start, unfortunately, by taking their specs seriously and actually getting them accurate and machine readable. That's the starting point for this entire journey. And I really hope that people will start to invest time and energy in making that happen.